So when Marcel Pronovost died at the age of 84 in Windsor on April 26, 2015, it closed a historical legacy that he started to build 80 years before as a young hockey fan who turned out to be one of the most consistent and respected hockey players of his generation. Now, Marcel Pronovost, born Joseph René Marcel Pronovost, June 15th, 1930 in Lac-Tortue, Quebec, was an outstanding rear guard and also an acclaimed coach for a number of seasons. Now, he played in 1,206 games over 20 seasons with Detroit and Toronto. Now, he was named to 4 postseason NHL All-Star teams and skated in 11 All-Star contests. He was a member of 4 Stanley Cup championship teams with the Red Wings, the first in 50, and won a 5th title with the Maple Leafs in 67, in that miracle year when he defeated Montreal. Now, Pronovost was inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame as a player in 1978. Now, his coaching legacy is also strong, but we'll talk about that very soon. Now, Pronovost also began coaching in 69 and spent several seasons behind the bench of the Junior Hall Olympics and the very respected Windsor Spitfires. In the WHA, he was the first head coach of Chicago Cougars, and he coached 104 games in NHL for the Sabres between 77 and 78, and was briefly an associate coach of the Red Wings. Now, Pronovost worked for the NHL Central Scouting for 5 years until 1990, when he was hired as a scout for the New Jersey Devils. He was a member of 3 Stanley Cup champion teams for the Devils as a scout, the last coming in 2003. Now, the 53-year span between his first championship and his last is a Major League or Stanley Cup hockey record. Now, he was the third of 12 children that included 9 boys and 3 girls of Leo and Juliette Pronovost. Now, Leo was a construction worker who worked with aluminum and unfortunately had to move around from time to time. Now, the family later settled in the nearby town of Shawinigan Falls by the time Marcel was 5. Now, cross-country skiing, which was very popular in his part of Quebec, was Pronovost's first sport, but he quickly developed a passion for hockey. He began skating at the age of 3 and was playing competitive hockey by age 5. Now, Pronovost played and studied at the College Immaculate Conception Superior School in Shawinigan, where he played center and left wing. Now, his team won the Quebec Provincial Midget Championship in 45, and it was with CIC that Pronovost was discovered by NHL scouts. Now, the Red Wings sent scout Marcel Cote to sign the brother duo of Larry and John Wilson at a Quebec tournament, but Larry suggested that Cote observe Pronovost. As a result, he was also signed by the Red Wings. Now, the Pronovost family was quite strong. Several of their brothers made it to the NHL, and of course, Claude was part of that infamous 1-game victory against Montreal, where he was loaned to Boston. He got a shutout. And Jean, of course, was one of the best players in the 1970s. Now, in his autobiography of life in hockey, Marcel said that the NHL, having only 6 teams until 67, prevented some of their other brothers from reaching the association. Now, the Red Wings placed Pronovost with the Windsor Spitfires, one of their junior teams in the OHA, starting in 48. Now, the Spitfires were a dominant team that season. They finished with the best record in the OHA, but lost the title series to Barrie after Detroit was forced to recall Windsor's goalie Terry Sawchuk to one of their minor league teams. Now, Pronovost believed in published reports that the Spitfires would have won the league and gone on to play in the Memorial Cup if they hadn't lost Sawchuk to pro hockey. At the same time, Pronovost also played for the Detroit Auto Club team in the IHL. At the time in the amateur league, the IHL based most of his teams in Detroit and Windsor, and a majority of their players were affiliated with the Red Wings, like a double version of the Quebec Aces. Now, playing in the 2 leagues prepared Pronovost for the rigors of the NHL. He played 52 games that season and 51 in 49. Now, Pronovost, who was still playing occasionally on the forward lines, permanently moved to defense during his tenure with the Spitfires. Now, upon his starting his professional career in 50, the Red Wings assigned Pronovost to the Omaha Knights of the USHL. He appeared in 69 games for the Knights and scored 13 goals and had 52 points. Now, Pronovost set a scoring record by a defenseman. It was named the association's Rookie of the Year. He was also named to the league's first All-Star team. Now, at 19 years of age, Pronovost was compared to legendary defenseman Eddie Shore, and Detroit coach Jack Adams described him as being one of those guys who come along every 20 years. Now, the Red Wings brought Pronovost to Detroit at the conclusion of the USHL season. Now, Gordie Howe had suffered a serious injury early in the Stanley Cup playoff series against the Leafs, forcing the team to move Red Kelly to forward and insert Pronovost into the lineup at defense. He made his NHL debut on April 6th in the 5th game of the series. Now, he appeared in 9 playoff games as Detroit eliminated the Leafs and came back from a 3-2 series deficit in the final to defeat the Rangers in the final 2 games at a set to win the Stanley Cup. Now, the NHL All-Star Game format at the time had the defending champion face a team of All-Stars formed the remaining teams. The 50 All-Star Game was played prior to the start of the 51 season, and Pronovost played in that contest, a 7-1 victory for Detroit. Now, this was the first of 11 All-Star Games where he would play. The Red Wings had been promoting Pronovost as their next great defenseman, but unfortunately suffered a broken cheekbone and a cracked bone in his ankle in separate incidents during the preseason. Not wanting to let the team down, he tried to play through the injuries, but his performance suffered, and by December, the Red Wings demoted him to the AHL affiliate in Indianapolis. Now, with the Capitals, as part of his rehabilitation, he scored 32 points in 34 games before the Red Wings called him back to the big show. Now, though he only played a half season with the Caps, he was named an AHL second-team All-Star. He finished with 7 points in 37 games with Detroit and scored his first NHL goal on February 19th on goalie Jack Gillineau. It was a last-minute goal that salvaged a 2-2 tie against Boston. Now, the Red Wings again won the Stanley Cup in 52, defeating the Habs in the final. Now, it was Pronovost's first full season in NHL. He had 69 games in the regular season, 8 in the playoffs. Now, the Red Wings set a record that year by winning all 8 of their post-season games, 4 by shutout, and the series spawned the legend of the Octopus, where an octopus is thrown on the ice to represent the 8 victories needed for the Stanley Cup title at the time. Now, when the Octopus was thrown on the ice near the end of the clinching game, Pronovost was the only player willing to pick it up and remove it. Now, he won his 3rd and 4th Stanley Cup championships in 44 and 55, and played in his 2nd and 3rd All-Star games after each victory. Now, his 34 points in 55 were the most of his career. He also played in an ill-fated game in Montreal, in which anger over the NHL suspension of Maurice Richard precipitated the Richard riot. Now, awarded a forfeit victory in that game, Pronovost and the Red Wings won their final game of the season, also against Montreal, to clinch top spot in the standings for a record 7th straight year. By the 57 season, Pronovost gained recognition as being one of the NHL's top defensemen. He was named an alternate captain and represented the NHL All-Stars at a 57 All-Star game against Montreal. Now, this is one of 5 consecutive appearances where the rest of the league supplied the All-Star opponents. Now, he scored a career-high 11 goals at 59 and first-team All-Star in 1661. The Canadiens even celebrated him by holding a Marcel Pronovost night on March 5th, 1960, in which he received gifts and was cheered by the opposing Montreal crowd, and it was reported that being the first time in NHL history that a team honored an opposing player. To many, he was the best Francophone never to play with the Montreal Canadiens of his era, and I tend to agree. Now, the Red Wings were unable to duplicate the championship success Pronovost enjoyed in the Red Wings dynasty of the first 6 seasons. In 59, Detroit missed the playoffs, and he worked that year as an analyst for Hockey Night in Canada. The team reached and lost the Stanley Cup Finals to Chicago in 61. He did suffer a broken nose and a broken bone in his ankle, and caused him to miss 2 games of the series and play the remainder in significant pain. Now, Toronto owner Harold Ballard argued that Detroit would have won the series if Pronovost had been healthy. Detroit also lost in the 63 and 64 finals, which marked 8 appearances in the finals for Pronovost. He was also one of the 4 players in NHL history to play in 4 Game 7s in the Stanley Cup final. Stay tuned for part 2 of the Pronovost podcast. We'll talk about his time with the Leafs. Have a good day. Bye.